Hello, today I'm answering a question I get all the time. How can I compare two lists of data in Excel? I've seen a lot of different ways people approach this. Some use VLOOKUP, others rely on conditional formatting, and many end up doing it manually. The problem with these methods, they often don't check the list both ways. You could find items missing from one list, but completely overlook what's missing in the other. Well, I've got a much better way. A simple, reliable approach that ensures you don't miss anything. And it's powered by some of Excel's most versatile functions: filter, CountIf, sort, and IfError. Let's dive in step by step, and I'll show you how to build a dynamic solution that works like magic. Here's the situation. You have two lists: the project list, which is probably your own data, and team list, the data you're comparing it against. Your goal is to find items in team list that are missing from project list. To do the reverse, find items in project list that are missing from team list. Before we dive into formulas, we need to organize our list. Why? Because turning them into tables makes them dynamic and easier to reference. When you name your tables, you can use their names directly in formulas instead of manually selecting ranges each time. So let's create and name the tables. Select all the data in your project list. Press Ctrl T on your keyboard or Command T if you're using a Mac. A dialog box will pop up. Make sure My Table Has Headers is checked, then click OK. Now your data is formatted as a table. Notice the default name Table 1 at the top. We're going to replace that with Project List without spaces. Then press Enter to save the name. Repeat the same step for your team list. Select all the data by pressing Ctrl Shift and the right arrow key button on your keyboard, then the down arrow key button. Press Ctrl T on your keyboard. Make sure this box is checked, then click OK. So why is this important? Naming your table makes formulas much easier to write and read. For example, instead of selecting a range like A2 to A100, you can just type project list to reference the data directly. Now let's identify items in team list that are missing from the project list. Go to any empty cell such as G3 where you want the results to appear and start typing the formula. We're going to start with the filter function. So type filter. Select that from the option below by double-clicking on it. Now, why filter? The filter function extracts rows from a table based on a condition. Here, we want to display rows from the team list that don't exist in the project list. So we need to tell Excel which table to filter. In our own case, it's the team list table. So start typing team list. You have a menu below here to select from. Our team list is one of them. And that is because we are giving the team list table a name. So double click on that to select it and type in an open square bracket. When you type the table name followed by an open square bracket, Excel shows a list of all the columns in that table. This ensures you pick the correct one. But instead of selecting a specific column, leave the bracket open to make sure all columns are selected. We want the result of all columns pulled out. And type comma. Now, what are we doing here? We are asking Excel to include all rows and columns from the team list table that are not present in the project list. Now, we're going to add the CountIf function to define the condition. So type CountIf. Select that from the option below here by double-clicking on it. CountIf checks if a value exists in a specified range and counts how many times it appears. Here, we will check if each ID in team list exists in project list. To specify the range to count in, we're going to type in project list, have the table selected from the option below here, add an open square bracket, and select the ID column from the option below. Then close the square bracket and type a comma. Now the criteria. We need to tell Excel what to look for in that range. So I'm going to start typing team list, select that from the option below, add an open bracket, and select the ID column. Then close the square bracket. What does this mean? Excel will check if each ID in the team list table exists in the ID column of the project list. Then close the bracket for the CountIf function. To filter out rows where the count is 0, we're going to type in equals to 0. This ensures we only include rows where the ID from the team list does not exist in the project list. Then close the filter function by adding a close curly bracket and press enter. Excel displays all rows from the team list table where the IDs are missing in the project list. Now let's find rows from the project list that are missing in the team list. The formula will work the same way, but reverse the tables. So select any empty cell where you want your result to appear. We'll start with the filter function. Tell Excel which table to filter. In this case, it's project list. I'm going to start typing project list. Select that from the option below by double-clicking it. Type a comma. Add the CountIf function to define the condition. Specify the range to counting. In this case, is the team list. I'm going to type in team list. Select that from down below. Add an open square bracket to display all the columns. And select ID. Then close the open square bracket. This is the column we are comparing against. So again, Excel will look for each ID in the ID column of team list. Then type comma. Now we need to tell Excel what to look for in that range. We're looking for the ID column in the project list. So type in project list, select that from below, add an open square bracket and select ID. Then close the square bracket. Close the CountIf function by adding a closing bracket and filter out rows where the count is 0 by adding equals to, then close the filter function. Now Excel has displayed all rows from the project list table where the IDs are missing in the team list table. Let's now undo cases where there are no missing rows by wrapping the formulas in IfError. So I'm going to have the formula in G3 edited. Place your cursor at the very beginning of the formula, but in between the equal sign and the filter function, and type IfError. Select that from the option below by double-clicking it, then go to the end of the formula, add the comma, then the text, no missing data. The standard formula setup is to have text within formulas enclosed in double colons. So I'm going to have this text enclosed with double colons, then close the IfError function by adding a closing bracket and enter. We're going to repeat the same for the project list. Type in the IfError function, go to the end of the formula, type in comma, and the text, no missing data. Then close the IfError function by adding a closing bracket. The updated formula should look exactly like this. Now that we've created dynamic formulas to compare the two lists, it's time to test if the setup works as expected. The beauty of this setup is that it updates automatically whenever you add or remove data from either table. So let's walk through the testing process step by step, starting with the team list sheet. So if I have some of that copied, say from right here to down below, then scroll down to the bottom of the team list table to paste in the copied data. So I'm going to paste it right below here. Now, if you go back to the missing data report, you'll notice that the copied data has disappeared from here. What happens? Because our setup is dynamic, the formula updates automatically. The missing data we just copied to the team list table has disappeared from the missing result. The same thing should happen for the project list table. So I'm going to have some of this result copied. Let's say from down here, and have it pasted right below the project list table. We have the same result. The copied missing data that has been pasted on the project list table has now disappeared from the results. To test further, try deleting any row from any of the list. For example, let's say we want to have these rows deleted. We should have the results displayed on here. The last row we have on the result sheet is 32. So if I delete this, the results table should be updated to have this information included. So let's delete that. And as you can see, the result was updated in real time. If we decide to have all this information added to the project list, so let's copy that, scroll down to the bottom of the project list table to add the copied data. So if you scroll up now, we have this showing. If we didn't have this if error condition included, we would have gotten a formula. So for instance, if I decide to wipe off the if error function, we would have gotten this formula, which would make our data not clean. So to make our data set clean, like I said, we will have to always have the if error function included. So what does this demonstrate? Dynamic updates. The results update automatically as you add or remove data, saving you from having to reapply filters or redo formulas. Accurate comparisons. Any changes to either list are reflected immediately, ensuring your results always show the latest status. The pro tip here is, because your data is formatted as a table, any new rows you add directly below the table will automatically expand the table range and be included in your formulas. There's no need to manually adjust the range or reapply filters. Just ensure you add new data in the next row directly below the table. And there you have it, a foolproof way to compare two lists in Excel. It's easier, faster, and more reliable than the alternatives. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more Excel tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy excelling!